What's going on, everybody? This is Fritz, and this is yet another episode of Road to Be a Boss Editor. And this effect, or I guess it's an effect. It's just a simple screen pump, but with some directional blur. And I'll give you all the numbers I use. It's really nice. I use this a lot. I love directional blur. I use it for lots of stuff, especially this. This is just great. And this was recommended by my buddy Jazzy. So here you go, dude. And hopefully it can help out a lot of other people too. I love this effect, and I'll just go right into it. So we're just going to delete this clip, get rid of this, all that junk. We're just going to drag, make a new comp. Here we go. So now you can do it when you shoot. So like I could do it there, but what I like to do with it is sync with music. So let's say you're up here and the song's like dun dun dun, and then just dubstep over there. But for like the I guess you could say like bass beats, like up before a trick shot, for example, that's where I use this the most. So first thing we're gonna do is find where we want to do it. So we're gonna start it right here. What we want to do is hit S on our keyboard. So we're gonna zoom in on our timeline a little bit. Hit S on our keyboard. Keyframe scale at 100. Go over one frame by hitting up here next frame. Change it to 112. So 1 1 2. Then go over about 1 second, so about a second's rate there. And now we're going to bring it back down to 100. So if you bring it down to 0, I'll show you what happens. If you bring it down to 0, it fades completely out, or it just zooms all the way out. We don't want that, so you got to make sure it's at 100, otherwise it won't work, and that way it just goes right back to the way it was. So that's it. That's the main pump. It's just all on the scaling right there. And now we're going to add the directional blur to make it look even nicer. So just search it up, directional blur, right there, blur and sharpen, drop it on there. First thing, you have to change the direction to 90 degrees. Otherwise, the blur goes up and down rather than side to side. And what we're going to do is go to the first keyframe we made. So you can see here, I've zoomed in on the timeline a bit. We've got this keyframe where the scale is 100, then it jumps up to 112, and then gradually goes back down to 100 right there. So what we want to do is go to the first keyframe we made where it's at 100. So we're going to hit blur length, keyframe at 0, go over exactly one frame. So now this is the frame where it jumps out. So you can see here it's at 100, boom, jumps out. And we're going to change this blur length to a number I like, and that's 42. I like it a lot. So there we go. We got the number 42 up there. And now if you did it right, it should be like normal size, and then boom, it should zoom in and blur. So now we want to fade out that blur so it doesn't look nasty. So we're going to go to the last keyframe we made, and this is back where it's at the scaling of 100. Change the blur length down to 0, and then if you watch it over and you've did it correctly, it should go like that. Just a nice little blur, fade in, fade out. So, or not fade in, I guess it jumps in and then fades out. So, recap here, hit U so you can see all the keyframes. Keyframes at 0, 0, go over 0, 100, then 42, 112, and then 0, 100 again. So you can highlight them as usual, and keyframe assistant, hit easy ease, and it makes them a little bit nicer. And what I even might do is I might change the scale a little bit so it just kind of goes in a little bit more advanced. But that's a tutorial for another day. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like rating if you did, and leave a comment down below if you have any requests or anything for anything. Really sick episode I'm working on involving this clip, introducing Toon PhD. That'll be out really soon. Also, my second channel has begun, so if you haven't already subscribed to it, there's been an annotation throughout this entire video up somewhere on the screen, wherever I decided to put it. So go subscribe there. I'm working on a Madden 13 montage, which is kind of cool, along with editing. So hope you guys enjoyed. Toon editing challenges up, so everybody do it. Bye.